Hi, welcome to Thoughts Like That. This is P and J. Today we're going to be doing like three of a Disney show theories. She's going to start off with Tangled. We're going to do one Tangled, one Milo Murphy's Law, and one Phineas and Ferb. Well, the Tangled one's more of an observation that I've made. It was like, in the episode where they have to deal with the rocks making everybody turning red and making everybody super scared. When it shows Eugene what his fear is, you get he looks in the mirror and freaks out because he's got a cowlick, and that's it. My vanity. And some people are of the opinion that wow, is that shallow? But I think there's a reason why that's the only thing that scares him. It's because it's the only thing Rapunzel can't fix. Literally. I mean, it's like, he has so much trust in everything she does that no matter how bad the situation looks, he thinks, okay, she's gonna get us out of this. He has such complete faith in her. This is like, and that's why I think he was not afraid in that episode whatsoever. Also, in a short, it showed that she can't do hair. Well, yeah, she cannot give him a haircut. She cannot cut hair, that is for sure. The one thing she doesn't have control over is his hair, so pretty sure that's he's learned to trust her with everything. Every problem. Which I think is a bad thing. Well, anyway, our second theory, which is also very short. Okay. Yeah, our theory kind of stemmed off this other the idea is presented by this other channel, Tigers. But we'll post the two videos in the corner. Tigers off topic. We little channels gotta support each other. She needs more likes. So do we. The theory that it started off with a headcanon that she pointed out that doesn't make any sense due to the fact someone did a headcanon of Dakota having heterochromia, which is two different eye colors. In it, but she pointed out in the show that you can occasionally see one or both of, and you see him from different angles. You can see past the glasses, like brown eye. Yes. And well, no, they do black dots for the eyes, and it's like that's why it doesn't make any sense. No, they do brown. They do occasional brown, blue, but that it's just really dark. Out of the color. Anyway, we actually have a different theory as to why he wears those glasses all the time, and I think it has a much more realistic aspect to it. Color blindness. Glasses. Tinted glasses. He calls them glasses. They're tinted, and he wears them all the time. If he had heterochromia, he would occasionally show off his eyes going. Using them to sass someone. and you would think the characters make a comment about that once in a while, but no. It would make more sense if the reason why he wears them is because he's colorblind. He can function without them, but not to the extent of how he normally does stuff. He never takes them off, and he refers to them as glasses. They're tinted, which is actually these specialized glasses for colorblind people to help them see color. They're tinted, they look like regular glasses, and that's just how they work. They've got a special chemical on them that increases certain colors in the visible spectrum so that they can actually see. This would be if both his parents had like a recessive gene for colorblindness, it would explain it. It would have been interesting in like a third season had they had one to have Dakota, like, break his glasses or something. He'd just wander around without them. And then when crossing a couple of red lights, whatnot. Just looking at yellow light, gray light. And in a situation where he's supposed to, like, cut the red wire, or Cavendish is yelling, "Cut the red wire, not the green one! Which one's red?" Or there's a big red self-destruct button, and he just leans on it because he couldn't see the color. Or he could barely see it against the backdrop of the blue console. Just leans on it, just like, okay, what did I just press? What did I press? That would have been interesting to see. Yeah, she points out that the sides of his glasses, the front of his glasses looks exactly the same. The side of his glasses, when he first meets Cavendish, there's no little holes on the side, but every other episode he does. But I think the reason why is because the sides broke off the frame at one point, and he just had to replace them. So it's the lenses he really needs to care about. And that's our theory. He's colorblind. Dakota is colorblind in Milo Murphy's Law. The second theory was also kind of brought up by her in the other video. Yeah, she pointed out that Perry the Platypus, everyone refers to him as a male, and he has a poisonous spur, which is perfectly normal for a male platypus. But he also sweats milk and lays eggs, and the female. The incubation period is way faster than a regular platypus. Yeah. And teal is a completely unnatural color, so we think he was genetically modified. More specifically,
GMO platypus.
And we think it was Doofenshmirtz who did it. Okay. Alka works with animals. Film Theory over on their channel did a Phineas and Ferb one where Doof is actually their unpaid research and R&D department. That kind of makes a lot of sense because of their whole they wipe Doofenshmirtz's memory after he works with them, and it's like he doesn't know that he's actually working for them by building them stuff. So they don't have to pay him. And it would make sense if, like, they needed some new agents, and so he's like, I'm gonna make super agents. I like platypuses. Probably liked platypuses at one point until Perry came along. So he creates Perry the Platypus. This and perfect creature that is able to lay its own eggs without help from an outside source. They all look the same, so he can't really tell them apart, and Perry occasionally wears disguises, so he's not sure it's Perry half the time. And Doofenshmirtz is exceptionally attached to whatever he makes, especially if it's alive, like Vanessa. But that could just be based on fatherly instincts. Mm-hmm. And it would make sense that they would send the thing he created, the particular thing that he created, to take him down. Because it's got the intellect of a human. And Doofenshmirtz knows how to manipulate platypus DNA really easily. And human DNA. He's done it a few times. But he has trouble with other animals. Okay. But then that brings up, but then you're probably asking the questions, like me, who keeps trying to bug her with questions. She's like, "Blow them off, you're not important." Like, Okay, then how do you explain the other animals that you claimed weren't genetically modified? They have human intelligence, but they appear to be regular animals. Is it possible Doofenshmirtz or some other evil person built a machine that would increase the intelligence of whatever animal it's working on? It's also possible that because of the way they train the animals, that doesn't make them... well, they find the smartest animals and train them. And that's why they're so diverse, because finding a really, really smart animal is not that easy. And and they did quite a few episodes where they just showed things from the past and whatnot. You also notice that, well, those were mostly picking on time episodes. Yeah, the thing is, the only place you'll ever find a teal platypus is in Danville. They are abundant in Danville and nowhere else. Which kind of gives you this idea that Doofenshmirtz may have had something to do with them. And sending an animal to fight you that you created is kind of ironic, but also makes kind of sense. Especially if you don't remember creating them in the first place. They probably also don't remember you creating them either. But there's always that subconscious link, even if you don't remember. Yeah, and Doofenshmirtz gets rather attached to things that he creates. So, none of the Naders so much, but I think that's because they can't communicate with him. And he gets upset with Norm. Yes. He gets upset with Norm. He'll play baseball with him. Alright, fine, Norm. Now is not cupcake time. I am Norm. If it can communicate with him, he'll get attached. Which completely explains a lot of his behavior. If he creates it, and it can communicate, he'll bond with it. And he bonds with animals better than he does most people, so. Because his parents were really sucky parents. And he's raised by ocelots. So it would kind of make... I think the smell of pork emulated it from him so badly because of the ocelots. He killed a pig once and he got to eat some. That's why it made him smell so bad nobody would have been here. Okay, which begs the question, how long was he raised by the ocelots? I mean, was it him going back and forth between his own house and living with the ocelots, just back and forth, back and forth? That would make sense. That would make sense for him. Going to the ocelots because they're nicer and they'll actually care about him. Going back to his own parents because it's more about familiarity. So, theories, ideas, random things. Comments, anything, please like our video, subscribe, please like us, please talk with us, we need more theories, we need to communicate. Bye.